the one and only Benoit.
Hey everybody, how you doing? I'd like to talk to you about a few things going on. Once again, the Hub, this Thursday, we have the True Live Productions Jam session. It starts at 8 o'clock, goes to about 1 a.m. Musicians can sign up and play with our house band, which consists of Andrew Rudnick, the guest today, my musical guest today, on the keyboards and vocals, Dave Weintraub on the drums, Richard Steinholtz on the bass, and myself on guitar and vocals. And basically we have we have showcases for bands, so if you have a band and you're looking to, get the word out about your music and practice in front of people, we have a nice crowd there. It's a great sound system. We bring all the musicians from all around, to come together, and actually Howie was there this week. He really enjoyed it, loved it, and he stayed for about 2 hours. I thought he was going to be there for like 5 minutes. How'd you like it, Howie?
It was great. These young musicians, I went to one in Alaska, they have just brought so much enthusiasm and passion. They're all itching to get their name out there and to move up in the music industry. I loved it, and I can't wait to see more, and I'm really pumped up for a special Valentine's show at the Hub on the 14th. That's going to be amazing.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to use a lot of the same, the True Live guys as the rhythm section, and we're going to invite singer-songwriters to come down and do their favorite love songs, whether they're original or covers, and we're going to make it a big night. We're going to have it broadcast on the radio February 14th. It's a Tuesday night at the Hub, Billiards in Island Park, and they have this fabulous upstairs room. It's really nice, it's clean, there's couches everywhere, there's little tables, and we're still putting it together, but basically we're going to try to do some fun singles activity, and it's going to be a night of love songs, okay? I'd like to mention, I just want to thank a good friend of mine who also works at the Hub a lot and comes to jam with us, Michael Carmen on the trumpet. He's a great guy. I forgot to mention him last week, and I just wanted to make sure I did this week. You met him,
yeah,
and he's a real part of my scene and the community we're building together with everybody, just getting people down. His nickname is Carmax, so check him out at any of the jams. He might even come down next week and play a little trumpet. I want to mention a couple of the regular bands that come down, like Still Remains. They're a great band. They do a lot of the 90s covers and also 70s. They think of themselves as 70s to the 90s. And that's with Mark Sanfilippo, the vocalist. He's got an incredible voice. Not many people could sing like Robert Plant up in that range. Well, maybe Andrew Rudnick here, but he's got a great voice. Rich Turn on the guitar, John Botten on the guitar, and Dave Weintraub on the drums, and Matthew Charles on the bass. That Still Remains. They're playing actually at the Hub Friday night. This Friday night as well. I want to mention that. Party in Alaska, who you mentioned, it's a duo. They're two young guys, and they come up and rip. Ruben on the drums, and who's the singer? Do you know his name? I have to do.
Got one of the biggest afros I've ever seen.
He's got a great afro, comparable to Poofy and the Busboys. We're talking afro, and they play like kind of punky rock, like heavy rock, and it's just the two of them. It's kind of a White Stripes feel. Shout out to Riot Academy as well. They helped us promote the jam early on, and they come in, they do their blend of punk and reggae and hip hop. They're great. Mike, right, on the lead vocals, and what's his last name? Mike Caprino. Shout out to Mike Caprino. Luke Carollo Jr. on the bass, and who's the drummer? Do you remember? Anyway, shout out to those guys. Do Not Resuscitate, another band, Frank Lowe's band, DNR, and last but not least, Milestone, great band, Ralph Palladino's band, with Ralph on the guitar and vocals, John Hurley on the guitar, Peter Case on the keyboard, and Jesse Katz or sometimes others on the bass, Dave Weintraub on the drums. Weintraub's just everywhere. You can't do anything in this town without Weintraub on the drums, all right? My special guest here plays Weintraub a lot. His name is Andrew Rudnick, and he's going to talk to you about his band. It's called Principal Flow.
Yeah, I've been playing with them for a couple of years now. The Long Beach scene is pretty good, It's getting up there right now. We get a lot of local acts. I work with the True Live Productions. That's Dave Weintraub and Richard Green's company. They started. They get local talent wouldn't allow music in there too often, but they have a good relationship with us, and we have a good relationship with them. My band is Principal Flow. We're a funk rock band, started last summer, and we did the Quicksilver event on the stage. It was a lot of fun. You know, we had pretty good response from most of the people. We'll be playing on February 11th at the Hub, the day before Super Bowl Sunday. We have another band, the Medicine Fish, opening up for us, and then hopefully a third act. If anyone wants to get on that bill with us on February 11th, contact, Ben Wall or Halftime Howie. I'm sure we can get in through. Look us up on Facebook, Principal Flow. My father was a musician. That's what started me playing, and I'm just trying to keep this legacy going. We do a bunch of good covers. James Brown, Creedence. It goes everywhere. I'd like to thank Ben for giving me the opportunity to just talk to you guys for a minute. And come down on every Thursday for the jam. Showcase your talent. You play.
Hey Drew, I know you have some awesome band members in Principal Flow. Who's that singer guitar player?
Mark Klein is our singer and guitar player. I hope he's listening right now. I'm going to laugh about me getting to mention him. I got Richard Steinholtz on the bass, and my good friend Josh Hilsinger on the drums.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, Drew's a great guy, great friend of mine. We actually share the same birthday, July 5th, and we play in another band called the Cancerians. You too? Awesome. Because the horoscope sign is like Cancer. So it's Drew on the keys and me on the guitar, Vinny Rosati on the drums, who's a great friend of mine, and on the bass, Antonio Livorno. We're all birthdays between July 1st and like July 7th, and we played a lot this summer at the Whale's Tail, and we played at different clubs. I'd just like to maybe cap it off with just a little bit about myself, my company, musicnoir.com. Basically, that's my website. I teach lessons here in Long Beach. I also travel and teach lessons. I work with adults, kids, all levels, all styles. I also teach almost all the instruments. If you're looking, I'm primarily a guitar player, guitar instructor, but I also teach piano, basic piano. I teach bass, I teach drums, hand percussion, how to record, vocals, and I have a studio here in the West End. So if you're interested, look at musicnoir.com. It's got all my contact information up there. My band, Benoit and Dreamer Cult, I'm going to do a trio gig opening up for Beardo the Man on February 24th at Bahia. They had asked me to find them a gig in town, so I got in touch with Bahia, and they had this Friday night, February 24th open. So keep that in your calendars. Beardo the Man is a local group from Valley Stream, Long Beach area. They're great. They also played the Quicksilver event on the beach with us, which was an impromptu sort of self-produced thing because of all the artists that dropped off. We had some people like John Condon and Mike Orza and Dan Orza, right, put that together with us, and some of the local politicians, Tom Sofield, thank you again for doing that as well. So Benoit and Dreamer Cult Trio is playing 10 o'clock with Vinny Rosati, Ben Brewer. That's February 24th at Bahia, which is the old Tiki Bar. It's 832 West Beach Street, the Bahia Social Club. And last but not least, you can check out my videos at youtube.com/DreamerCult. Dreamer Cult is the name for my project, my band. It comes from a Native American tribe who are getting back to the more tribal ways of their peoples, and I thought that was really cool. I'm an environmentalist, and we had Scott Bachner last week.
Yeah,
that was fabulous. And I noticed the turbine windmill, right? On the way out of town again today, and was talking about it with people. Everybody's proud of him and what he's doing, cleaning up the environment. Some of my songs are about that. This original CD that I'm giving you, hopefully maybe you can get something on the show in the future weeks, has songs about that as well. So thanks a lot, Howie, for having us on.
All right, let's give it up for Benoit. And before we go to break, this past several days here in Long Beach has been a special celebration of the Martin Luther King holiday. Yesterday was a big parade in Long Beach. And Sunday, a lot of people watching football, and I love football like everybody else. But at 3 o'clock on Sunday, I was at the Long Beach Library watching my main man, Walter Searcy, performing with the Gospel Sons at the Long Beach Library. So without any further ado, let's have a recap of a special weekend commemorating the Martin Luther King holiday of my man. Let's give it up for Walter Cersei. And you should have seen my man Walter at the Long Beach Library. He had that purple tuxedo. He was dapper. And I tell you, I really got into it. When they sang that song, Jesus Coming In, you felt the enthusiasm. You felt the crowd clapping. And there's nothing like a gospel concert. Walter, talk about what went down Sunday at the Long Beach Library with the gospel songs.
Thanks a lot, Howard. Sunday was a very inspirational concert at the Long Beach Public Library. We had people from all walks of life that came in to see the gospel sons. We were just too happy to do it for what we do. We do a concert every year in honor of Martin Luther King. And my main man Howard was right there in front and with, amongst some others. But, you know, as I said, it was just a walk of life, and, you know, we just enjoyed doing it, and, you know, it's just what we do, you know, as far as the music world and as far as in the religious world.
And Walter, just from an audience perspective, you can't sit there and just watch and sit back. You get so inspired. I mean, because you and Reverend Van and Deacon Harris, you guys get so into it, and you brought some special singers in, so the audience. And I'll tell you, one of my favorite scenes of the whole day, you had to picture this. Walter's up there singing, and there had to be a girl, no more than a year and a half, started dancing. And she started, the father pushed her up, and she danced right up to Walter. And Walter and this little 1.5-year-old girl were dancing back to back. Walter, it was spontaneous, but it was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, Howard, because we like normally sing, we never get really little kids to come up. But this special little girl, she just started from the back of the auditorium, and she just came all the way down the aisle dancing. And it was like, when she heard me singing, she ran all the way up to the stage and just started dancing, you know, because we were singing. And, you know, it made me feel, you know, really great. You know, it was quite an honor, you know, for her parents and everything. To be standing behind her clapping, you know, watching her dance and enjoy our music.
You know, things like that are great. It kind of reminds me, one day I was at the Westbury Music Fair about 20 years ago, and there's this boy dancing at the Diana Ross concert, and Diana Ross looks up, and she was so impressed she invited this boy on stage to dance with her, and the whole place went wild. It was great. All right, we're going to take a break. Steve Vaccaro is here. He brought a special singer with him, and we're also going to touch base with Jaimie and Maor again on their experience with bullying, and we're going to have some more information to go about Long Beach. But right now we're going to take a break. We're also going to give you a preview of next week's show. Well, we got a big show lined up next week. But right now we're going to take a break. My name is Halftime Howie. This is Broadcasting on the Beach with Halftime Howie, coming to you live from the prestigious law offices of Picnic and Schaefer in the wild west end of Long Beach, on Long Island's first and oldest radio station, 1240 AM, WG.